சாரமாமா
சாய்ராம். விஷ்ணு சகஸ்ரநாமத்தை நிறைய ஆச்சாரியர்கள் படம் தான் போட்டீங்க. அதுக்கு பதிலா தசாவதாரம் விஷ்ணு நிறைய காமிக்கலாம்.
போடுறேன் மாமா, கண்டிப்பா போடுறேன்.
ஏன்னா இட்ஸ் ஆர்டிபிள் ஆன் மகாவிஷ்ணு.
சரி,
அதனால இதுல வேற எங்கேயா யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
கண்டிப்பா மாமா, ஷூர் போடலாம் மாமா.
அப்புறம் இன்னைக்கு நீங்க பிஸியா இருப்பீங்கல்ல, அன்னதானம் அதெல்லாம்
இன்னைக்கு ஆஃபீஸ் இல்லை மாமா, இன்னைக்கு சண்டே தானே. அது நேற்று முடிஞ்சிது, ஃப்ரைடே முடிஞ்சிது மாமா டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூஷன்.
இன்னைக்கு சண்டே ஒர்க்கிங் டேயா?
இன்னைக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டே ஆஃப் வீக்ல.
ஓ கரெக்ட். அப்புறம் நேற்றுக்கு கொஞ்சம் அனுப்பிச்சிருக்கேன் லெசன்ஸ் எல்லாம், கொஞ்சம்
பார்த்தேன் மாமா, நல்லா இருந்தது மாமா,
யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
ஆமா கண்டிப்பா.
we are coming into the groove, you know.
கரெக்ட்.
கேட்ட வரைக்கும் புரிஞ்சுட்ட வரைக்கும் புரிஞ்சுக்கலாம், எல்லாத்தையும் புரியணும்னு ஆசைப்படக்கூடாது.
கரெக்ட்.
whatever you can remember on the surface, that is for. இதை பத்தி பிரமாதமா சீரியஸா எடுத்துக்கூடாது.
சரி,
அது எல்லாருக்குமே சொல்றேன்னா, இதுக்கு ராத்திரி தான் போட்டேன், அவசரமா போட்டேன். என்ன இன்னைக்கு ஃபாலோ பண்றது கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா இருக்கும்.
கரெக்ட். நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் மாமா, ஒரு நிமிஷம் தான் இருக்கு.
அவர் வரட்டும்.
வந்துட்டார் மாமா, ரெடியா இருக்கு, we can start.
ஓ சாய்ராம்
சார், நான் மியூட்ல போயிடுறேன் மாமா.
கரெக்டா வந்துருவாமா. ஓகே.
ஓம் நமः பிரணவார்த்தாய शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्ध ज्ञानमूर्तये नमामि निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः।
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Tumukascha Yekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Phalachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Suklam Bharadaram Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannabadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasyadviradavaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamastraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Gananantva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamatsravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anasranvannotibhissidasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Birvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Tachanyoravanimahe Gatum Yajnapataye Daivi Svastirastunaha Svastirmanushebhyaha Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Sanno Astu Dipade Sanchatushpade Om Shanti 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 Om Sahasrasirsha Purushaha Sahasrakshat Sahasrapat Sabhumin Vispato Vritva Atyatishtaddashangulam Purusha Evedagum Sarvam Yat Bhutan Yat Chabhavyam Utamrutatpasteshanaha Yadannena Tirohati Yetavanasya Mahima Ato Jyayaguscha Purushaha Pado Osya Vispa Bhutani Tripadasya Divi Tripadurdhva Udait Purushaha Pado Osya Bhavat Punaha Tato Vishvangakramate Sachana Nashane Abhi Tasmaat Virada Jayate Virajo Adhipurushaha Sajato Atyarichyate Paschad Bhumimato Puraha Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajnamatanvate Vasanto Atya Sidajyam Grishma Idma Sharadhavihi Saptakyasan Paridhayaha Trisapta Samidha Krutaha Deva Yajnantan Vanaha Abadhan Purusham Pasam. With Swami's grace, we came up to that part in our last session, briefly recapping the brief meaning so that we can move forward. This Paramatma is pervading all with infinite heads, infinite eyes, and infinite legs, pervading everywhere, pervading all. He is beyond the ability to measure or understand, beyond the ability, beyond the realm of understanding and measurement. Whatever was there, whatever is present, whatever is going to happen, everything, all is this Parama Purusha only. Also, he is the Esan, the master for the immortality. Now, this Parama Purusha is the Esan. This Prapanjam that is surviving, living on annam, on food, that has manifested itself from this Parama Purusha only. Whatever we perceive here is all his Mahimai only. But he is beyond, he is greater than all this that we perceive. Whatever has manifested, whatever has appeared, whatever has revealed itself is only one amsam. The three amsams, three aspects of this Parama Purusha is immortal in the state of, in the realm of immortality, and in Paramapadam. This Tripada Purusha, who is beyond the Prapanjam, beyond the realm of Prapanjam, the realm of perception, he is shining beyond that. But one aspect of him, again and again, it manifests itself. From that, Jivargal, some of them depending on food, some do not require food, they also manifest themselves, reveal themselves from this one amsam. Again and again it happens. From this Adipurushan, Brahmandam, the effulgence, the consciousness of the greatness, the Brahmandam, that happens. Even that consciousness, everything is so big that awareness also manifests from him. Now, along in association, congruent, as part of that Brahmanda consciousness, a Brahma, a Purusha also manifested, also appeared, and then appearing, he pervades this consciousness of bigness, of greatness, of Brahmandam. But he's not the Brahmanda Nayaka, it's only Brahma. Brahmanda Nayaka, this Tripada Purusha, Parama Purushan, from whom this consciousness of Brahmandam has manifested, Along with that, the Virata Purusha, the Brahma, whom we call him Brahma. So then he, along that Brahmanda consciousness, this Brahma, the Virata Purusha appeared, manifested himself, and he created the Bhumi. Then after that, he manifested or created the embodiments for all the Jivargal. Now, this Virata Purusha, this Brahmanda consciousness, the Purusha, the Brahma, who's manifested along with this consciousness of Brahmandam, using him as havis, as offering to this yajnam. We're going to talk about that Devargal did Manasiga Yajnam. Manasik Yajnam, they focused exclusively on this Parama Purusha, the Tripada Purusha. For that, as we start my focus, again personalizing it so you can easily understand it rather than me doing it in a passive way. The moment mind starts focusing on Bhagavan, that focus grows. This is the Vasanta Kalam for this Brahma, for the Brahmanda, the Brahma Purusha. The Kode Kalam or the Grishma Ritu, then it is growing like the Agni Jwala is burning very powerfully. That is when my focus is also by concentration, Ekagram, as they say, Ekagram, that ability to focus on Bhagavan unshakably, that also flourishes, grows like a huge fire. That period is called like the Grishma Ritu, like the summer period. And that is the Samitigal, as we say, which is makes the fire, the Jyoti, grow more and more. Then the end, the Sarat Ritu, the winter season, is when the whole embodiment, the mind itself is offered in the yajnam, and it vanishes actually. That is the final havis. For this yajnam, that is taking place like this, starting from Manasika Yajnam to Dhyana Yajnam. For this yagam, the Yajna Kundam, there are 7 paritigal. Okay, the holy grass, that is 7 of them surrounding the Homa Kundam. Those 7 are the 7 Chantasigal. Chantas is the meter by which the sound is regulated in those meters. Then the 21 aspects were created for this yajnam. These 21 aspects, that personalizing it, you can relate to it, you can relate to it, I can relate to it. The Panchabhutangal, we all know, the body is made out of this, every gross object. Each Panchabhutam has a tattvam in it, right? And then 5 plus 5, that is 10. 5 Jnana Indriyangal, 5 Karma Indriyangal, that is 20. Then the 21st is the mind, which is also Ahamkara and everything included in that. These 21 for this yajnam or the Samittigal, which means they have to be offered into the fire. The Paridigal or the one surrounding it, regulating myself to the Sabdam. The Bhagavan is present as Sabdamayi. As Sikshavalli says, you can experience Bhagavan if you ride backwards on the sound that I create from my mouth. If I ride that sound backwards, I go to Muladharam itself. So for that, the regulations are the 7 meters, the 7 Chantasigal, and what I have to offer in that yajnam are these 21. Okay. So then this yajnam, who is just doing it? Devargal are doing it, not I, not my mind, not my body. It is a Devargal, the divine divinity itself appearing as devas, various effulgences, various shaktigal, various powers are behind everything, but there is only one Parama Purusha appearing as taking place by itself. We're going to see that. I have no role except to think of this Parama Purusha. That's all. That's the only role I have. For this yajnam that is taking place like this by the Devagal, who's the Yaga Pasu? There is a Pasu that has to be part of that, which has to be finally offered into the homam itself. That is this Brahma. Brahma equal to the creative Sakti in our mind. In our mind is always creating. That Sakti is Brahma. I create everything is big, therefore everything appears big. If I think everything is very small, then I create smallness. If I think somebody is jealous, then I create jealousy. It's as simple as that. Okay? So whatever yadidam kincha tat srishtva, whatever I think, whatever I imagine, I create. That aspect is the Brahmanda, the Brahma, the Brahma aspect as we call it. That is the Yaga Pasu that has to be. Now, this is what the Devagal first bind it as a Yaga Pasu. Up to that point, we have come. Abadnan Purusham Pasum Yat Yagyam Devaha Tanvanaha. For that the Purusham Pasum Abadnan. Okay, up to that point we came. Let us move on. So when you personalize it, the Purusha Suktam takes a different dimension entirely. Okay, very, very close to our way of living, actually, how to live. Because once I become aware this yajnam is what is actually happening, what is there, whether it's happening or not, itself is another question. But that is the moment this is all Bhagavan. Now the Swami says in a very simple manner. Why did I create all this? Ekoham Bahusyam. Why did I become one from many? Because only to give love and receive love, to give happiness, to receive happiness. That is my nature. That's the only reason I created myself from myself. That yajnam is what is taking place. Okay? That yajnam, that in that fire of love, I must offer not only my mind, but all the Panchabhutangal, everything that I have. Even the consciousness of something very big, even that I must offer. That's also imagination only. So that is the yajnam that is taking place. Let's move on what the Purusha Suktam says. Tang yajnam barhishe praukshanne. Tang yajnam barhishe praukshanne. Now, barhish, prakriti, virat, they all mean the same thing. Okay? Prakriti, barhish, virat, their meaning is one and the same. There's no difference in the meaning. Now, Purusham Jatamagrataha. Let us take those two things together so the sentence is formed properly. Tang yajnam barhishe praukshanne Purusham Jatamagrataha. Agrataha Jatam Tam yajnam Purusham Barhishi Praukshanne. Let me repeat again, Sanskrit way. So we form the sentence in English. We are speaking English now. So English. Agrataha Jatam Tam Yajnam Purusham Barhishi Praukshanne. Agrataha, in the beginning. Mudalil. Jatam, manifested, appeared. In the beginning, what appeared? Tam yajnam. That for that yajnam, tam yajnam, for that yajnam, Purusham barhishi. This Virata Purusha, this Brahma, Barhishi Praukshanne, Brauhishi, in that yajnam, in the yagatil, Praukshanne, they sprinkled, Prokshitargal, sprinkled. முதலில் உண்டான அந்த யாகத்திற்கு ஏற்ற புருஷனை, for that yagam, who is that Virata Purusha, which is you and me, my mind, which is conceiving all this. Okay, that is the most suitable, meant for that yajnam only. அந்த யாகத்திற்கு ஏற்ற தம் yajnam purusham, that Virata Purushanai, Barhishi Praukshanne, for in the yagam, they sprinkled. What does it mean? Whether I acknowledge it or not, my body is already being offered as havis into the yajnam that is taking place. And very soon, this body goes away, my mind takes birth after birth after birth. Finally, that also will vanish. The havis is taking place. This yagatil Barhishi Praukshanne. Now the sprinkling that is taking place is sprinkle of love, sprinkle of divinity. So slowly and steadily, my mind is getting purified and purified and purified. That's a yajnam that is taking place. Now, Tena Deva Ayajanta Sadhyarushayachaye. Now, in the macro scale, Virata Purusha scale, let us see what happens. So this Brahmanda consciousness, Brahma, is now being offered. It is meant to be offered. And in this yajnam, that is already taking place. Everything is sacrifice. Sacrifice doesn't capture the word yajnam. Yajnam simply means yaha. Jna means where the knowledge is, by which actual knowledge is obtained. It's only through sacrifice, not by acquisition, but only by giving up. That knowledge, that yajnam, tena, by the sprinkling, proksha means not just sprinkling, as you all know, sprinkling with mantra tirtham, it purifies you, purifies the body, purifies the mind. We all know that. So prokshanam is the correct word, not sprinkling is an inadequate word in English. Prokshanam. Okay. So purification process is taking place, both bodily as well as mind, as well as through our speech. This is taking place. The Devargal are that they are doing it for you and me. The Shaktigal within each one of us, the sense of perception, sense of action, everything we have, slowly and steadily and progressively, for sure, they are purifying each one of us. Okay, if not this birth, maybe next birth, we'll attain the lotus feet. Okay, the mind will be gone. So that is taking place. That prokshanam is taking place. Okay, in our life, in your life, this is the yajnam that is already taking place. Okay, already happening. So in this, by this prokshanam, by this purification process, tena adanal sadhyaha devaha. The devargal who are called as sadhyargal. Sadhyargal means Nitya Vaikuntha Vasi, always at the lotus feet. Just imagine having Bhagavan darshan all the time. There is no time there permanently. How beautiful it will be. But darshanam, serving him all the time without break. Okay, sadhyargal, the devas are called sadhyargal, and rishayaha, the rishigal, ye, whoever were there, they all ayajanta, they are conducting this yagam that is taking place. Okay, the rishigal, by this prokshanam that is taking place, by the purification process that is taking place, the devargal, the rishigal, whoever, rishigal means people who are becoming tapas and more purified and spiritually advanced, they're all, this yagam is taking place continuously. That is why we have Vedam. That's why we are the Veda Purusha. That is, so otherwise how would we know? So They're repeating this. Tang yajnam barhishi praukshanne purusham jatamagratah tena deva ayajanta sadhyarishayaschaye. Now, what is this yagam that is taking place that you're describing, Swami, so beautifully? The way the Rishigal are describing to us. What is this yagam? Yes, understand. But what is this taking place? Next comes. Tasmat yajnat sarvahutah. Okay. This yagam, the name Rishi has given is Sarvahut. Okay. Is the name of this yagam. What is the Sarvahut? Why that name? So many other yagangal are. The Sarvahut means, this is beautiful. Everything is actually being offered in this yajnam. The yajnam itself is Sarvahut. The action of offering is Sarvahut. The tools with which that is done is also Sarvahut. And the enjoyer is also Sarvahut. The person who's performing, so-called person who's performing, I'm just describing in our language, everything is Bhagavan only. Everything is Bhagavan only. There's no difference. This is why the name Sarvahut is very important. And the Vyakyanam beautifully explains this. I just say it in Sanskritam and describe it in English, then we'll move on. Sarvahutaha. Sarvatmakaha Purushaha Yasmin Yajne Huyate Saha Ayam Sarvahutas. Sarvatmakaha Purushaha, which Purushan who's in all the embodiments, the Purusha Suktam, we are worshipping him through this, that Parama Purushan, Tripada Purushan, whatever we want to call him, okay, that Eka Purushan, that one, Sarvatmakaha Purushaha, Yasmin, Yajne Huyate, Yasmin, Yadanal, and the Purushanil, in that Purushan, within himself, Yajne Huyate, this performing this Yajnam, Saha, he, I am Sarvahutaha. That Purushan is this Yajnam that is taking place. That is why it's called Sarvahutaha. I hope you understand that. This Sarvahutaha. Tasmaat Yajnat Sarvahutaha. Sarvahutaha. The Sarvahut. The named Sarvahut. Tasmat Yajnate. From that Yagam. Sarvahut enapadum anda yagathilirundu, from that yajnam that is called Sarvahut, Sambhritam Prashadajyam, Sambhritam Prashadajyam. Now Prashadajyam, in performing Yagangal, Homangal, and we're very blessed to have our elder here who has performed Homam and all that. We take ghee. Ghee ajyam is very important. So that's the one that brings, first light the flame and it brings, it shines, becomes bigger and bigger. So along for that ajyam, that ghee, is mixed with tayr. That's what they use. That is called Prishadajyam. Okay. But here, what the Vyakyanam, what the Rishigal says, what is this Yajnam? As metaphorically, he describes the Yajnam. What are the various things? But in the Virata Swarupam, in our life, in your life and my life, what is the Prishadajyam that is being offered into this flame, into this Jyoti, is Viryam. Bhagavan's Viryam is what is making me speak, what is making you hear, what is making us move and not move. Everything is Bhagavan's Viryam in this whole Prapancham. The whole Prapancham itself is nothing but a Yajnasalai. The huge burning fire, that's what it is. into which all of us are going like fireflies in our body and mind, everything is happening. And that Viryam that is taking place is Prishadajyam. So, Sambrita means it manifested, it appeared, manifested itself, okay, revealed itself. So the full sentence, Tasmaat Yajnat Sarvahutah Sambritam Prishadajyam. Sarvahut எனப்படும் அந்த யாகத்திலிருந்து இந்த வீரியம் உண்டாயிற்று. Because to perform that, you need Shakti also. We call it Shakti, right? That Viryam is there. From that Yajnam, that is called Sarvahut, this Viryam manifested itself. Okay, next one. Pasagastagas-chakre vayavyane aranyan gramyas chaye. Now, the next few mantrangal are closer to home. Up to this point, we have to understand very carefully. Now we are coming to our plane of gross bodies, embodiments, Vedangal, everything that you and I are familiar with in our perceived world. That is what's coming now. Pasagastagas-chakre vayavyane aranyan gramyas chaye. Once again, let me see what time. Okay, 7:32. Okay. So then Tan. Okay, now for performing yagam, you need materials, you need things to be offered into the Jyoti, isn't it? Now Bhagavan himself manifests as the various objects to be offered. The objects could be thoughts, could be feelings, could be gross bodies also. So that is what's coming. This is how the creation takes place. So many varieties. Tan, Pasu, okay. Let me break it up in Padangal. Pasu Gusta Gustakreva Yavyane Aranyan Gramya Chaye. Okay. Pasun, Tan, Chakre, Vayavyane, Aranyan, Gramyan, Cha, Gramyaha, Cha, Ye. Okay. Tan, for that yagam, to perform that yagam, what happened? Pasun, animals. Vayavyan, birds. Aranyan, the animals that live in forests. And Gramyas cha, and the animals that live in villages. Okay. Some of them live in forests, some don't live in forests. They live outside, like could be dogs, could be cats, whatever it may be. Whoever, all of these, whichever of these, okay, all of these, Chakre, this Virata Purusha Brahma manifested. So we call it as creation. Okay, nothing is created, everything was already there. He manifested it. It was already there. Okay, Chakre. So again, the sentence. Pasagastagas chakre vayavyane aranyan gramyas chaye. Okay. Now let's take that two mantrangal together, and then other following things will be easier to understand. Tasmaat yajnat sarvahutah Sambritam Prishadajyam Pasagastagas chakre vayavyane aranyan gramyas chaye. Sarvahut எனப்படும் அந்த யாகத்தில், this yagam is taking place. Whether I call it Sarvahut or don't give it any name, it really doesn't matter. That is what is taking place. To help me understand, the Rishi calls it Sarvahut. That yajnam, from that yajnam, the Viryam manifested, which is the creative power. Isn't it? When I imagine with my mind, the creative power is behind it. When I understand something, the creative power is behind it. So that Shakti, that Viryam, that Purushadhajyam, from this Yajnam, it manifested. Then, once we have the creative power is available, then to perform the Yagam, various animals also were created to be offered in that Yajnam. Both my body, both you and I, basically we are being offered in that Yajnam. Please understand. That's why we've been created. Then with following things will be very easy. Tasmaat yajnat sarvahutah ruchastamani jagnire chandagumti jagnire tasmaat yajustasmadajayate. Okay. Tasmaat yajnat sarvahutah ruchah samani jagnire chandagumsi chandagumsi jagnire tasmat yajuhu tasmat ajayata. That's all. Lots of tasmat means from that yajnam, okay. So அந்த யஜ்ஞத்திலிருந்து. So understand now the yajnam is taking place. Viryam has come and the various embodiments are now created. Okay. Now what happens? Sarvahut tasmaat yajnat sarvahutah. Again, that meaning you know. Sarvahut enapadum அந்த யாகத்திலிருந்து, from that yagam, that is called sarvahut. Ruchaha, Rigveda mantrangal, Samani, Samaveda mantrangal, Jagnire, they manifested, they appeared. Now, tasmat chandagumsi jagnire tasmat, that tasmat, from that yajnam, and the yajnathilirunde, chandamsi, Gayatri and all the 7 chandasigal, jagnire, they appeared, manifested themselves from that yajnam. Didn't happen from anywhere else. Please understand that all Sabdamayi, Bhagavan Sabdamayi appears as these Vedangal. Then Yajus tasmat ajayata, Yajuhu tasmat ajayata, tasmat, from that yajnam, Yajuhu, Yajurvedam, ajayata, it manifested, it appeared. So from this yajnam, all the Vedangal also appeared. Next one. Tasmadasva ajayanta ye kecho bhayadataha. Okay. Then, see again the word tasmat, you'll be able to understand now. Okay. Tasmat, from that yajnam, and the yajnathilirunde. Okay. Tasmat asvaha. Tasmat asvaha ajayanta ye kecha ubhaya dataha. Ekecha ubhaya dataha. The first line. Tasmadasva ajayanta. Tasmat, from that yajnam. Asvaha, horses, gudaregal. Ajayanta, manifested, appeared. Next line. Ye kecho bhayadataha. The padangal are ye kecha ubhayadataha. Ye kecha ubhayadataha. Okay. Ye kecha. And the animals that have one row of teeth. Ubhayadataha. Animals that have two rows of teeth. The data told the word is dataha, shows that it is teeth. Okay. Yekecha ubhayadataha, animals with one row of teeth and animals with 2 rows of teeth. Gavoha jagnirhe tasmaat. Gavaha, pasumadugal, cows. Gavaha, iha, also. Then tasmaat, jagnire, from that yajnam, they manifested themselves, they appeared. Tasmat jata ajavayah. Tasmat jataha ajaha avayah. Aja means goat, sheep. Now, avayah is another animal. We call it as semeriad in Tamil. Okay, English, I don't know the word. So, another animal. So, tasmat ajaha avayah jataha. From that yajnam, these animals, cows came, as well as goat and sheep and the semeriad, they all came. So, these two lines, let's take together. Tasmadasva ajayanta ye kecho bhayadatah gavoha jagnirhe tasmat tasmat jata ajavayah. From that yajnam, horses, animals with one row of teeth, animals with two rows of teeth, pasumadigal cows and sheep and goats and semeriadigal all appeared from that yajnam. From that yajnam. Why did they appear? Not to be offered back. Remember that. They're all going to be offered back. Now the question comes. What is this appearance? And who's this Purusha? This Virada Purusha, this Paramatma is like this. What is happening here in this yajnam? What is my job? What am I supposed to do? For that, next question is very important. Rishi himself asks. He says, Yat Purusham Vyadhaduhu Tatidhavya Kalpayan Mukham Kemasya Kau Bahu Kahurupada Vuchyete. Yat Purusham Vyadhaduhu Tatidhavya Kalpayan Mukham Kemasya Kau Bahu Kahurupada Vuchyete. It's a very important question. Please bear with me. We may go a little few minutes above our allotted time, but this question is very important. Allow me to share this with you. Very important question, because then only we can understand the answer given that follows. For this Purushan, okay, Yat Purusham Vyadaduhu. This Yat, when Purusham, Purushanai, this Virada Purushanai, this Brahma, Vyadatuhu, the Devargal. Remember, Devargal are the ones who are performing. Everything is taking place with divinity, but Bhagavan is doing everything. Okay? Devargal means different effulgences, different Shaktigal, that's all. The Shaktigal used for different things, appearing as different things. Vyadaduhu, the Devargal who are actually, the first thing, the Jivaratigal came. Remember that was created. That is the Pranan. Now the Prana, but even that Devargal, with the Sankalpam, they are performing this Yajnam. That Yajnam, that which Virada Purushan, which Brahma that they are doing it, Yat Purusham Vyadatuhu. Okay. That, how was this Virada Purushan? What form did they give him so that the Yajnam can be performed? Now it has been described so many other embodiments like goats and cows and all that. Yes, that is correct. But overall, for this Yajnam, what is the form in which this Brahma is there? This Virada Purusha is there. How did they do the Sankalpam? How did they create this form? What is the form for this Brahma? Now, to understand that, this Rishi describes this as a human form, so that I can relate to what is taking place. He cannot relate to a dog or an animal or something. So next he is going to ask, the questions are, for this Virada Purushan, Katidhavya Kalpayan Katida, what forms? What are the various forms in which Vyakalpayan, they did the Sankalpam, they created him. What is the form of this Virata Purusha that was created by the Devatas who are performing this Yajnam? Then, Mukhang Kimasya Asit. Asit is the word that comes later. We can include it here. Mukhang Kimasya. Okay, let's say Asya. For this Purushan, who is now being offered as Havis in this fire, this Yajnam that is taking place. Mukham, face. Kim Asit. What is the face that for this Purushan that is being offered into this Yajnam? Kau, Bahu. Okay. Bahu, the shoulders, the hands. Kau, who are the hands for this Purusha that is being offered in this Yajnam? What is his face? What is his face? What are the shoulders? Who are the shoulders? Uchyete is being said, described. Okay. Ka uru pada uchyete. Uchyete also we have to take. First one is Mukham Kim Asya, for this Purushan that is being offered as Havis into the Yajnam. Mukham Kim Asit. What is the face that has happened? What is the face for him? Bahu Kau Uchyete. The shoulders are who? Kau means the plural actually. Who are the shoulders? Uchyete being described for him. Then next one is Ka Uru Pada Uchyete. Uru, thighs. Padau, Padangal, feet. Kau. Kau is actually Kau Uru. Okay. When you break the Padangal, it is Kau Uru Padaha Uchyete. So, the Kau Uru Padau Uchyete. Not Padaha. Padau Uchyete. So, grammatically, Uru thighs, Padau feet, Kau, who, Evargal, Uchyete being described. So for this Purusha, who's the face for this? And who are the shoulders it is being described for him? Who are the shoulders? The Bhujangal or the hands? And who are the thighs? You can call it as hands, that is better. Who is the face for this Purusha? Who are the hands for this Purusha? Who are his thighs? And who are his feet? What is being described? How did they form this? Okay, that's a question. Yat Purusham Vyadaduhu Katidhavya Kalpayan Mukhang Kimasya Kau Bahu Ka Uru Pada Uchyete. Now, this answer to this question is very important, which Bhagavan's grace will take up in our next session because our time is up. I think I've exceeded that. Very important to understand this Brahma, Virata Purusha, whatever we want to call him, that consciousness of Brahmandam itself is being offered. Yajnam. Understand that. Okay? That feeling of Brahmandam, that consciousness, that Virata Purusha, who is his face? Who are his hands for this Purusha? Now imagine as a human being now, okay? Because I can only picture a human being. That's what the Rishi gives in the allegorically, metaphorically, he gives as a comparison to a human being. So who are his shoulders? Who are his hands? Who are his thighs? And who are his feet? What is being said about that? Uchyete. Now comes the answer, which we will take up with Bhagavan's grace next class. Now just recapping the slokas taken today, starting from 8th Anuvakam. Tang yajnam barhishi praukshanne purusham jatamagratah tena deva ayajanta sadhya rishayaschaye tasmaat yajnat sarvahutah sambhritam prashadajyam pasagastaguschaktreva yavyane aranyan gramyaschaye tasmaat yajnat sarvahutah Prachastamani jagnire chandagumti jagnire tasmat yajustasmad ajayate tasmadasva ajayante ye kecho bhayadatah gavoha jagnire tasmat tasmad jata ajavayah yat purusham yadhaduhu katidhavya kalpayan Mukham kemasya kau bahu kavurupada uchyete. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Namaskaram. Are you all happy? Any questions, comments, thoughts, observations from anyone?
ரொம்ப 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 நல்லா இருந்தது. எவ்ரி வேர்ட் யூ எக்ஸ்பிளைன்ட் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது. The total consciousness is everything. Mind creates everything, big or small. That aspect is Brahma, the yajna pursuit to be offered. மாதிரி அழகா சொன்னீங்க.
Namaskaram, Amma. All Bhagavans are Swami's grace, you know that. Whatever I'm sharing with you is whatever I understood from Bhagavan's compassionate divine teachings only. Anybody else? Okay. Now, with your permission, then we can close for today. Ramesh ji, now do you want to meet next Saturday? Is that okay? That is 31st night or first morning? Please tell me.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. We'll continue as planned.
We can continue then.
Yes.
Because the answer is very important to understand the Varnasrama. Very important.
We'll continue.
Okay. Namaskaram, sir. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Thank you. Namaskaram.